The palm tree is a very fascinating tree. It's evergreen, no matter what season it's in. It also bears fruit in old age. But one peculiar thing about the palm tree is that it's often located in difficult terrains. So the date palm is located in the desert, while the coco de mer, or the coconut tree, is located on the seafront and is susceptible to winds and hurricanes. So how is the palm tree able to survive, flourish, and thrive despite the difficult terrains? It's because of the process that it goes through. We're in a recession now, and many of you are going through different processes. Our topic for today is Do It Afraid. My name is Omilola Oshikoya. Welcome to the heart of the matter.
These things sometimes are psychological.
I said it before, financial cost as one of the many things was enormous.
It was a God experience. I just wanted to find God.
Simply feeling like you're in the virus isn't always so.
Tell us about the solution.
As one
People
of
with
many
18 to 35 years of age start out at work.
Hey, I don't have the skill for this particular problem to solve this particular problem.
None of us talked about the bread seller.
Welcome to the heart of the matter. Welcome, Toyi.
Hi, Obi.
And Tobi.
Hello.
Thank you for coming on the show. This is your first time in the heart of the matter. Yay! So can you tell us about what you do? So tell us your name and what you do.
Okay. My name is Oluwatoyin Olatunji Daniel, and I'm the CEO of a special effects and lighting company called Atlantis by Event Sector. I started business officially in April.
Okay.
And I resigned from work after working in the church office for 9.5 years.
Okay, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Toyi and Tobi.
Okay, I'm Oluwatobiloba Oyoma Bello. I'm the founder of Bello Foods,
Okay.
a value chain in the agri sector.
Okay, so our topic today, as you know, is Do It Afraid. You're both Do It Afraid entrepreneurs. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself before you came for the Do It Afraid content, or before you heard the name or the theme Do It Afraid?
I was very sad. I hate to admit, but I was depressed. I was always crying.
Okay to admit.
I was always crying. I always wanted to be alone. But my husband really helps me. And there were certain people that God brought my way that helped me. And I just felt like I decided to look inwards because I was the common denominator. I wanted a baby. I wasn't getting a baby. I felt like I needed a promotion at work. That wasn't coming either. And I was like, why? I was like, okay, let me look for other stuff to do. I'm very resourceful. I like to run businesses, like small businesses here and there. Okay, I used to cook. And I was like, okay, let me start making stews and soups and stuff. I did the logo, did everything. Everybody was excited. And I'm like, I wasn't born to cook, to collect money. I was born to just feed people. Just, what's come, eat, go, and everything. And I wasn't feeling it. It wasn't getting there. So I was crying a lot. I was really depressed. I was out. I was totally out. I'm the one that has kind, soothing words for people. And then I get back home and I was like, God, why me?
But did you know what was causing you to feel the way you were feeling?
Well, looking back now, I can say that God was calling me to himself. Because the true essence of life is to be a blessing. My life is a gift, and what I do with my life is a gift back to God. So I feel like God was calling me to himself, and I had to be dissatisfied with everything going on around me for me to listen, for me to hear. I have to hear first before I can listen, for me to hear what God has to say. And God was really talking.
So what was it? So what changed? So from feeling that way till the point where you heard about the conference?
Okay, so I started thanking God for everything he had given me. There's something that my husband teaches me, count your blessings, count your blessings, count your blessings. When you start to count your blessings, you attack every anxious thought with gratitude. When it's coming, a failure, it can be more. I say, thank you, Jesus, for my job. That people my age that are home, they don't have a job. Thank you, God, for my marriage. I'm happily married to a good man. Thank you for my child. I have a child. I want more children, but I have a child, and I'm grateful for that. So I was happy. I started like saying stuff. I wasn't getting there. I hadn't gotten what I wanted, but I was well on my way, because then things started springing up in my environment. Like I met somebody and I started seeing a lot of things on Instagram from different people. Then I stumbled on you, and I was like, yeah, do it afraid. Okay, and and at some point I saw that I had to pay. I was like, pay. Why? Okay, so I don't know if I'm a Shylock or I just like to keep my money. So I was like, let's see. And then my husband was like, try it. I gave it a shot, and it was amazing.
What about you, Tobi? Well, tell us what happened up to the point where you heard about the conference.
Okay, like I said, I was just home, waking up, sleeping, eating. So I just had the same routine every day. And I was just like, what was I going to do with my life? But, I had two good support systems. My very good friend, I don't know if I should mention names.
You can.
Okay, Femi Olawoyin and Dibofu Debisi, they were my backbones. Like, if I had issues, I'll just call. Like, my favorite phrase then, or the most common thing I was always saying then was, I'm tired. Otisumi. I just kept saying. Then my phones were not my friends. Like when I see calls, I just be like, oh, what's this? Just go. This person doesn't know what is wrong with me. Like I didn't know, what to do. Then each time my friend would tell me, Tobi, you're more than this. Like I really didn't see myself as what people see me. Like I know that I'm a giver. I have great ideas. Like people can come to me for help. I can help them, but deep within me, I just could not help myself. So it got to a point that I was thinking it was spiritual. That, I had to. There was no praying mountain that I didn't go to. When they just say, oh, like, okay, yes, I'm going there, and I come back, it's the same. But, later on I had to, I probably looked inwards and I saw that I think God just wanted to, speak to me. So I stopped going to church for a while. So it wasn't about any pastor or about someone saying this. It was just about, me then. I just started writing things. I just kept writing. Then I looked at myself that I wasn't a good executioner, person. Like I had to now sit down, start looking at, okay, Tobi, what are the things? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? So, I started writing. I would write the strengths. I'll write the weakness down. I just kept looking, and my friend would ask me, so what have you done? I'll be like, nothing. Like, Tobi, you have to do something. When I got, I followed you even prior to, Do It Afraid. And, when I saw it, I was like, ugh. I sent an email. By the time you replied, like, I think it was 15 or 20,000. I was like,
and it was 10.
And so I forwarded it to my friend, and I was like, oh, I really want to go for this conference. Like, Tobi, don't waste your money. That there's nothing, they want to say there that you don't know and all. I just said, okay. Then I think Tia Luko did what's it called, winners and all. She did a competition, and voila. I want to do it after conference. I wasn't going to come at the end of the day because we had a family house, and I was just like, oh no, I'd rather just enjoy, our staycation where we were. Like, I'm not going. I didn't even pay for it. I was just, something, I wouldn't say, something just nudged me, to go. And, I went.
Okay, actually, let's hold that thought. We want to go on a quick break and we'll continue. It's getting interesting now. Viewers, stay tuned. We'll be right back after the break. My name is Omilola Oshikoya. I am Africa's premier wealth coach, and my goal is to inspire millennials to do it afraid and live the richer life. Many people do not fulfill their dreams because of different types of fear. What they do not realize is that fear is part of the process to success. The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is that successful people feel the fear and do it afraid. We're hosting our third event, the Do It Afraid Conference, and the theme for the 2016 conference is the flourishing palm tree and its process. Our goal is to give you courage to fulfill your dreams and to encourage you in the process. Register for the Do It Afraid conference. We have a lineup of successful individuals who will be sharing their respective journeys in the process of fulfilling their dreams. Come and be inspired. Welcome back to the Heart of the Matter. We're still talking about Do It Afraid, and we have with us Tobi and Toyi. So Toyi, so you then came to the conference, and what was your experience? And what was the aha moment for you?
I really didn't want to come for the conference. I was late. But I told my husband, oh, this conference. And they were like, seriously, you won't go. Your money, you paid. And I was like, what's the job? And everything. And he was like, just go. And I came. And it was really nice. It wasn't like, it was real. It wasn't rigid, you know. It wasn't uptight. It was real. It was people coming, real life people coming with their issues. They needed answers. And the people you guys brought up, they were just perfect. There was this lady that spoke to the doctor, the flying doctor, the ambulance. She talked about how your background should never affect where you're going to. And that sort of resonated with me. Mrs. Jumoke also spoke about how your husband supporting your dream is like the biggest thing that can ever happen to you. That also resonated with me. Mr. Tewe also spoke about how sometimes you have to just leave everything and just jump. And I was at that point, should I or should I not? You know, Cobams spoke about growing up, being tough, and how his folks could not afford a lot of things. And at the end of the day, he still came out on top because he persevered. And it was just perfect. Everything was nice. But the aha moment for me was, it's very ironic. Well, it is what it is. You got up and you started to talk. Started talking about Do It Afraid, talked about different stuff, what brought you to that point. And then you said that, oh, next year, some people here, they're going to be on the Do It Afraid conference. And quietly, I just said, I'm going to be on that stage someday. And that was it. I didn't think of anything of it. I didn't even know what I was about to do in my life. You know, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I knew at that point that being there meant something. God brought me there for a reason, and that was it.
What about you, Tobi?
Okay, for me, I had, okay, like I said, I wasn't going to come anymore. So I just said, okay, this is going to be like really unfair for the person who paid. And I just grudgingly, you know, drove and I got to Civic Center. And I got there, okay, there was the old talk. I heard when, what's it called? Jimmy Taylor was talking. I was just like, okay, same old story. Professor Jumoke Duwale said, oh, same old story. Cobams, I was just like, oh, my friend said it. There's nothing new they were going to say. And, you know, like everybody just kept talking. And there was just one thing that I found that was common, you know, amongst, you know, like, you know, we see people, we hear their stories and we just felt that, you know, they just came from. And, you know, and so for me, I just saw that, Tobi, people have challenges. It's not just you. Like, I've had an easy life. I wouldn't say easy, but I've had an easy life. I've not had, you know, so much of
serious challenges.
Yeah. Then, you know, most of the time I just used to beat myself like, oh, if probably my dad was still alive, I would have been better than this. You know, so I just used to have, you know, just have that like, oh, if my dad was here. I wouldn't say I really thought through. You know, I just kept, you know, like I said, I always write. And I was just like, what will I do? What will I do? What will I do? And the idea came, I have a friend who worked at PwC, and she came to my house that day, and we were just talking. I was just like, I want to do food, but everybody's doing food. It's saturated, because I used to do cakes before. And the main reason I had to stop the cake business was because everywhere was saturated. I didn't want something that where everybody's doing. So I said, food, everybody's cooking, what can I do? Then the agri fresh products came. And I said, okay, if I want to do fresh products, why would I want to do fresh products? Like, okay, I'm in Lagos. I like things locally. There's some things, from the village or locally that are pricey in Lagos, or before you can get them, it's difficult to get. So that was it for me. And I said, okay, what are the things
So
I
you're going
would
to
want?
meet that gap.
Yes. So for me, it was just, okay, a middleman. So what would I want to do? I itemized vegetables, I itemized a lot of things. And I saw it was going to be perishable. Then I went back to, started writing a lot of things. So I wrote snails, I had palm wine, I had locust beans.
And that's how you started.
And that was how I
What
started.
about you, Tony? So so you had come for the conference, you had listened to these people, and how did you come to the point where you started doing what you're doing now?
My story is very strange. Okay, maybe because I'm not from a background where money is readily available to me. So I always felt like the world owes me nothing. And I held on strongly to that philosophy. I'm the first of 6 children, and I have a lot of responsibility. People are looking up to me. It's either I make it work or I don't. And me making it work means a lot to the other people behind me. There was really no, oh, this is how it happened. I didn't even see this coming. I didn't see any of where I am today. I didn't see it coming.
So where are you today?
Okay. To the glory of the Most High God, I am one of the leading special effects and lighting company in Nigeria. I'm like number 2. Number 1 or number 2. Yes. Our sufficiency is of God. It is scary, the things that God has done for me. It's very, very scary. It is surreal. Every step of the way for my life has been, God has always used the foolishness of the world to confound the wise when it comes to my matter. And I don't know how to put this together, but I'm going to try. God doesn't need you to be perfect. All God needs is a clean slate to work with. And
So would you say you leaving your work to do this was the best decision?
Even my pastor said it today. It is unbelievable. I left work in April. I went for Scrum Master certification in London in May. I passed in glowing colors. When I got back, because my husband asked, I'm looking for Scrum work. They said they will pay me £700 per day. And that's what I want. That's at least something must count. And so we have this equipment in the office, and we have a company called Eventecture, and then we also have Atlantis by Eventecture,
Which is what you do.
which is what I run. And Atlantis by Eventecture, it was there, and I saw that my husband needed help, and I was like, okay, let me just help him since I'm not doing anything.
The business has really taken off from there.
Oh yeah, in fact.
Okay, so you resigned and started this part of the business pretty much in this recession, and you as well, Tobi. Would you say that many people are watching now, probably thinking, gosh, they're going through tough times. You have gone from the place where you were not fulfilled, now you're fulfilled, or you're in that process where you're doing what you love and you're enjoying it. Would you say that you made the right decision? Are you feeling the heat of the recession? And would you say, if you are, but if you're not, rather, would you say it's because of what you're doing now? You can start, Tony.
Okay, there is a recession, but I have chosen not to participate in it. and it's pretty much working for me. God is my source of limitless supply, and I have held on to that wholesomely. And I wouldn't be insensitive to say that people aren't going through stuff, because a lot of people are. Just that I'm not.
So it's a good year for you?
It's a beautiful year for me.
Okay. How about you, Tobi?
Sure. Same. It is. I won't. The only time probably I know that there's something happening is when I listen to the news. Or probably when, there's a discussion and a lot of people are talking about, there's a price slashing, there's a slash in salary, there's what's it called, laying off of people. And in my mind, I'm I'm really, really grateful to God that I am doing what I'm doing at this time. Because, I was telling someone at home yesterday that I think for me, it was timing. Like for the snails, I had, I'd had, God speak to me like 5 years ago about this thing, but I didn't know it was for me. Not until when I started. When I started, I had like 3 people from my workplace, my staff, that, when I sent a broadcast message like, I was going to start this. And someone just said, Miss T, I talked about this thing 2011. And in my mind, I didn't even remember. So I just did a screenshot of that thing like, okay, this is going to be used, So
it's working in your favor.
Yeah, it's working in my favor. So I really don't know until probably, I hear the news and I'm like, oh, man.
So some people were probably watching and thinking, okay, yes, I'm not. They're afraid, because some companies are going through challenges like, in the oil and gas, the banking industry. Some still have their jobs, but they're afraid they're going to lose their jobs. They know, or they may not even know, but they know that they want to do something else. They are gifted. Some have already lost their jobs, but they're afraid of following that dream. But what would you say? Would you say you felt those kind of fears? Did you feel, are their fears valid?
Very, 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 very. September last year, at some point, when my husband and I were discussing it, he gets to feel the brunt of whatever it is I'm going through because he lives with me. And he was like, I think it's time for you to resign. And I'm like, no, I'm not resigning. And he's like, are you saying I can't take care of you? I'm like, no, it's not even happening. Nah, I'm not resigning. So
their fears are valid. But so what would you say, they should let those fears stop them, or would you say they should go for it?
Okay, like for me, I wouldn't say let the fear stop you because I've been there. Like, I've been very fearful not to do a lot of things. Probably, if I'd gotten that grip or if I've had the support system that I had last year and this year, probably I wouldn't even be here because I'm not even going to be at this level. So I think one thing I've come to realize is the fear would always be there. Everything about life is risk. Getting married is a risk. Getting pregnant is a risk. So just take that leap of faith/fear, and everything just works out. You can't just sit in your comfort zone and you think, everything will work out. And I wouldn't want, a lot of people like, 2 years, 3 years down the line, and you start saying, had I known, or had I wished, or, all those statements like, if I'd done this like 2 years ago, I would probably be here now. So just go.
You wanted to add something?
Yeah, I wanted to also add that, like, for me, I got talking with someone a while back, and I was saying, maybe if you had known, maybe you'll have resigned things. Personally, for me, I don't feel like that, honestly, because I feel like everything happens together for a reason. Every human fears the process, but the process is the refining moment of your life. You're once like an egg, and you are hibernating. God is refining you. God, He's putting finishing touches. And at the end of the day, you look back and you're like, I had to go through that to be this. So that you now get to a point where God now says, now jump. And you have no other choice than to jump.
It's amazing. Thank you for sharing both your stories. I feel like those that have lost their jobs, they're even luckier. Because there's the only way up is, when you hit rock bottom, there's only way, one way up, which is up. You can't go down again. So if you've lost your job, what are you waiting for? No excuse. Do it. And if you haven't and you're afraid, then it means that the place wasn't even meant for you. So thank you so much. And are you guys coming for the, well, you're speaking. Are you going to come?
Sure, of course.
Oh, fantastic. So we look forward to seeing more and hearing more about your business successes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice being here.
Viewers, I hope you enjoyed listening to Tobi and Toyin. If you listen to them and in any way could relate to what they said they were feeling prior to coming to the conference, then I will say this conference is for you. See, the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is that successful people feel the fear and do it afraid. Don't let fear paralyze you. The fact that you're afraid actually means that you're onto something great. It means that your dreams are bigger than you and there's a great potential in it. Everybody from Henry Ford to Oprah Winfrey, they all felt fear at some point in time. I'm doing another conference. I'm afraid. But you know what? I'm still doing it. So I would say if you have a dream in you, if you have something that you want to birth, if you don't even know what it is that you want to do, then this conference is for you. And there are those of you that have actually already started your business, but you're going through challenges. The recession is affecting you, or you feel like giving up and just shutting it down and going back to your 9 to 5, then this conference is for you. The theme is the flourishing palm tree and its process. And we're going to be talking about looking at how a palm tree flourishes. But do you know what? The palm tree actually goes through a process to be able to get to that point where it flourishes. Palm trees are located in difficult terrains, in the desert or in front of the sea where they are susceptible to winds and hurricanes. So how are they able to thrive? It's because they have been through a process and they're not like grass that withers and goes in one season. So come and be encouraged. You're going to be listening to real life stories. We're very real. They're going to tell their difficulties, places where the times that they wanted to give up. We have Banky W. We have Toyin that's speaking. We have Dupe Salt Lagos. We have Ireti Doyle, an actor as well. We have Fela Durotoye. We have Deji Ali, Wumi Williams. We have Debola Williams. We have a list of experienced and successful individuals who are coming to share their difficulties with you and how they were able to overcome it. So we hope to see you there. Thank you very much. Until next week, stay blessed.